also teams to close the gap between where they are in life or business and where they want to be. So let's just say you've always had a dream or a desire to, I don't know, write a book. We were just talking about that,
yes,
right?
Yes, we were before the show.
Like my friend Tara Richter, who helps people write books. You always wanted to write a book. You've been talking about it for many years, but something is stopping you. And it's usually fear when you get down to it. But a lot of people cover those fears up with, oh, I don't have enough time. I'm a busy mother. Or I'm working full time. Many things can get in the way. And what I help my clients do is to get that stuff out of the way so that they can get on with it. So that they can start taking baby steps that create the momentum and the energy that helps them to start achieving the things in life that they've always wanted to achieve.
Okay, so let's give me an example. Okay, so you're a life coach, you're a leadership coach. What's an example of somebody that's your client? What do you do? Okay. Like, give me an example of something. You just described that. It sounded awesome, but tell me how that relates to somebody like me.
Sure, definitely. So I'll tell you about a client, one of my favorite clients. Working with her, she had quit her full-time job to fulfill her dream. She'd always worked I like to work with people that are what I call side hustlers, that have a dream or something or product or service that they've created.
So they've got their 9 to 5 and they're trying to push the other stuff on the side?
On the side. They're burning the midnight oil, or they're waking up at the crack of dawn with Pat, and they're doing things to try to get some things done in the world that excite them and that really give them energy. But they're really finding it hard to balance that. So I actually have a client that was doing that for a time, and she left at her 9 to 5. She's like, I want to make my side hustle my main hustle. And so
what did she do? Can you share that?
I can, yeah, definitely. So I have 2 of them that actually did that. So I have one that is a fabulous, amazing interior designer that can actually help you and your homeowners. She actually just did my living room and did an amazing job. And
I'll have to post some pictures of that up on Tampa Home Talk.
Definitely, for sure. So she there's that, and then there's another one of my clients that was actually a coach. So she did what I did, but in a different realm. She helped people more with their careers. So through coaching, and what I really do is really powerful conversations, and it seems so simple, but
it's a big deal though. Like we do that in the real estate space. I never, what I call, hop into a transaction with somebody unless we can really dive through why are we there, because people don't wake up and go, hey, I decide I want to sell my house and I'm ready to buy another one.
Right, that's a big move.
There's
right?
a reason behind it.
It's a huge move, and there is nobody in this life that you can Google that is of some level of success that has not invested in their own personal growth, that has not had a coach or a mentor of some sort.
Agreed.
Yeah,
I have a real estate coach I've had for years.
Awesome.
He's in California. I go to my Facebook friends see I take off to San Diego every quarter.
Yeah.
So every 3 months, and I connect with a lot of my peers that are all in real estate, and we just kind of collaborate, which is there's a lot to be said for collaboration and masterminding. But then you have a coach that helps push that whole group forward.
Right. And tell me, how is your energy level when you enter that conversation with your coach, or when you travel out to California to get in that group, before and after?
Well, I'm usually hyped up anyway because I know what I'm walking into. But afterward, usually because it's such a long flight back from San Diego to Tampa, I'm usually just brainstorming. Because the one thing I've learned is you can go to like seminars or training or read books, but if you don't sit down and actually write, like, okay, what did I take away from this? What are my action steps going to be? You're like everybody else. You're just going to go, and then you don't do anything with it.
That's it. Yeah, you get on this emotional high, and then you don't go. I mean, that's why I'm the go coach, because I took it from one of my favorite quotes, the Henry David Thoreau quote: "Go confidently in the direction of your dreams, live the life you've imagined." And that's my dream for myself, and it's my dream for everyone that I touch and I speak to.
And so, by the way, those cute little homeowner quotes that I posted the last couple days were from Bridget. We were talking, and I was like, oh, I love this. Can you send it to me? They were out of a book she was reading. So she sent it, and I posted it up my personal page. And I think I put them on Tampa Home Talk, but I'll send them over there as well.
Yeah, very, very fun stuff. But back to my clients, you asked me the question. So one of them, so what through, and it was actually just one conversation, I was able to identify some stories that she was telling herself about why her success thus far had been limited. She was like, oh, I can't do that because of this, or maybe I can't charge this much. And sometimes
I've heard that a lot.
Why not, is like, challenges you. Like, well, I never really thought of why not. I've just always told myself, I can't do this because of this, so therefore I don't do it. And so I questioned her, I challenged her.
Well, we talked about this myself before the show. You said, what did you ask me? You asked me something. and we were talking about quiet and stillness and
Fear of
meditation, and I
heights.
was like, I just cannot sit still. And
Yeah.
you're like, well, why can't you sit still? You've already told yourself you can't sit still.
That's it. And so therefore, when you sit still, you feel like you're not being productive, and that may or may not be true. So through my conversations, I challenge you and ask you, well, how true is your thought process? How true is that statement that you just told me? And you answer me, you're like, well, actually it's not. My mom always told me that. Or, you know what, I've been telling myself that for so long, and no
Now
one's
I
really
can.
asked me why, that now I can do that. So then after that, after I put a mirror up to you and what you say and what you think and believe, then we can then build steps to how to undo that, or how to
Yes.
believe what you need to believe and believe who you need to become in order to become the greatest. And after that one session I had with that client, she had the biggest month. She just leaped like 200% in what she was able to earn.
Wow.
Just from me digging into some things and being really curious about what she thought about herself, you know? And there's a tool
That's rearranging your thought process.
it really is, a little bit. And just kind of me putting a mirror up to you, really. It's like having one of those amazing conversations where you walk away from it really feeling ready and able to do whatever you need to do. And it fires me up as a coach, too. So it's kind of a nice reciprocal relationship. Another thing I specialize in is energy. You know, we all need energy. Energy turns the lights
Yes.
on. They make this radio show happen. They make us get out of bed. And when we have low energy, you know, we really can't accomplish that many things. So
Well, let's think about it. I mean, and I had this conversation before with other people because I just don't have that depressive personality. I just don't. I'm always like moving too fast. I move too fast to get depressed. And so I read somewhere that, you know, if you're depressed, make yourself get up and go for a walk or run if you can.
Yes.
It's impossible to be depressed with the heart rate elevated. It's impossible.
You got that exactly 1,000% right. It's interesting to me because some people will stay stuck in a place and say, I can't dig myself out, I feel down. And you're choosing to do that. If you would turn on the radio and change your physical state, if you move your body, your mind will click into place.
Yes.
You know?
Change your vibe, change your elevation, change your life. You're listening to Bridget Simmons. She is a life and leadership coach. I'm your host, Katrina Madewell. We have to take a quick break. When we come back in just a few minutes, we're going to talk a little bit more about the energy leadership part and the energy assessments.
Yes.
We'll be back in a minute. That was great.
How did that camera move itself up there?
Huh?
How did that camera move? It moved.
I don't know.
It moved?
It changed positions.
You want to check it, Lisa?
Did it really?
Might have. It's
Does
got
it do that by
squiggles
itself?
everywhere.
Maybe it's like a smart thing where it
How do you make the screen come back on?
where it
Hit the
picks
button
up on
again?
movement.
It's still moving. I don't know. I guess we'll figure it out later and see how we did.
I couldn't get signal over here for that.
I don't know. It just
It kept saying no signal over
it's
here.
not a wide lens, but
We can't see you now.
because I moved the camera over.
To get the
Say
gas.
cheese, Katrina.
Lisa's gonna snap some too.
Now, power, all these buttons.
On the side right here.
1,000 buttons.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Okay.
It should self-adjust.
Okay.
And maybe
One more?
I think I blinked.
Okay.
Just snap a couple.
1, 2, 3. That's a good one.
What do you say, Pat?
maybe yeah, I think you got closer. It might work now.
Oh, you want me to get closer? You don't need to see me. They just need to see Bridget. You don't need to see me, just Bridget.
So this is your Facebook Live?
Yes.
Awesome.
If you want to, I don't know if you want to,
Oh yeah.
but it's on Tampa Home Talk.
Okay.
Pat, you know what else he'll do? Like when we're talking during the break,
Uh-huh.
he's got a little bit of time with the music. He'll just turn the mics on.
Oh, that's
I'm trying to catch me
hilarious.
saying stuff. See, he can't hear me right now unless I hit the talk
Oh,
back.
that's so funny. Oh my god, you're like, you caught us.
Hey, hold your vision board up.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Oops. Ready again, Katrina? There you go. That's a cute one.
That's some personality to it.
Nice music there, Pat, bringing us back from the break. Thank you for sticking around with us. We hope you're enjoying the show in your commute to wherever you're going this morning. If you're probably like me and you listen to talk radio and you get in and out of the car, you can catch the whole show in its entirety. It will be available via podcast, and we're actually streaming live over on Facebook. Just search for Tampa Home Talk and you will see me and Bridget in the studio. You're welcome to leave some comments. We can't really get to it from where it's at, but we will respond after the show.
Go gadget arms.
Hold your vision board up really quick because we were talking about this after the break. So if you're driving, don't do this. But later, when you get home, you can check out Tampa Home Talk. And she's got this vision board, which we're going to talk about it a little bit later. It's super, super cool.
Yes,
So,
vision boards.
Before the break, we were talking about a core energy assessment. What is a core energy assessment, and how does that relate to you? How does that make you different as a coach?
It makes me very different. Coaches employ all types of things and tactics. You know, we're almost like little magical wizards. And this particular tool is amazing in terms of the fact that it contemplates the fact that energy is, like I said before the break, everywhere. You need energy to do things that you want to do. And so with this assessment, it's a 60-question online assessment that I send you via email, and then you take your time and go through it, just answering simple questions.
So 60 questions?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it should take like 20, 30 minutes, unless
Okay.
you really are a contemplative person that you may take a little
You
longer.
got to think about how you're going to respond to that.
Yeah, exactly. So what it does is it takes into account via your answers, your thoughts, perceptions, and beliefs about your life, about everything. And it spits out results that I then debrief you on that show you how you energetically show up in life. And the power behind it is that when you're consciously aware of how you're showing up in life, and it defines it in 7 distinct levels. So you have 7 choices that you can make at any given time around the energy in a situation that either allows you to see opportunities available to you, or it can put blinders on to opportunities and you feel like you have no choice in the matter of things. But you really want to be able to lead not only your families, but businesses and corporations, or in any situation. We're all leaders. We're leading something by default. And so when you can consciously choose to show up the way that you want to show up, this assessment helps you to understand how that works, what stops you, how your thoughts and beliefs and interpretations about life can limit you. When you know that, then you can choose consciously, like, okay, I want to show up differently today.
So give me an example. You asked us 60 questions. What's like one of those that would trigger, wow, we need to focus on this? Can you give me an example?
Oh gosh, that's hard.
I know.
Because you know, it's like the questions aren't, they all go together to form the result.
So it's just like a grouping of whatever's hanging them up?
Exactly. So so what it does is it asks you, like, okay, what do you tend to believe about life? Like, I believe that there are opportunities everywhere. And then you answer it, I agree, I disagree, I don't agree, whatever your answer would be. Or I believe that I have the power to create in my life, or I believe that I am a creator. So you answer that to how you feel. And so all of those 60 questions together tabulate your results, and they show me, like, okay, guess what? You show up as a person that really cares about people.
So what does it spit out? Is it something like associated or related to a DISC profile or no?
No,
Totally
it's in
different?
that vein of understanding yourself and self-awareness. So I would put it in the category of a DISC like that, but it's not related to the DISC at all in terms of, it's not, the DISC is a personality assessment in terms of you're a D, an I, or an S, or a C.
Right.
If you've taken the DISC before, which determines the type of person you are, and you're kind of always that person. Like, I'm a high I. I'm
Yeah,
a connector.
I can see
I
that.
have energy. I love people. So that's an I in the DISC personality. Where the Energy Leadership Index differentiates itself is that there's the 7 levels of energy, and because we're such living, breathing, dynamic people, you can show up in any of the 7 levels at any given moment, and it can change at any given moment. But the thing about the takers of this assessment is that when you become aware of how I'm showing up, there's levels in the assessment. So there's a level between levels 1 and 7. So now that I have that
I was gonna
language,
say, what are the 7 levels?
I'll tell you in a minute. Yeah,
Okay.
so once I have that language, I can and say that you had the language and you took it, or you're my client, and I debriefed you to show you, okay, mostly every day. And I would guess, because you're a realtor and you're in business, that you're probably mostly level 5. Level 5 is a person that, it's an energy that sees opportunities everywhere. You know, you take advantage of them. You're energetic. You see the ways that I can win and you can win. And as a real estate agent, you need to know that,
Right.
Because it's a win-win for everybody involved. You want to find.
You
the
have
right
to
job.
understand their personality too and what they're looking for.
Yeah, exactly. So if that was your how you energetically show up, and then the second piece of the debriefing is how you show up under stress, right? So say that you've got 10 clients to show in a day and you're stressed. You might go down to level 1 or 2, and level 1 is what we consider like it's an energy that's detracting from opportunities. Instead of you seeing, oh my gosh, I get to show 10 people today, you might be like, how am I going to get this done?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you
I'm
know.
gonna be so tired when I get home.
Exactly, and so that's where you might tumble down into level 1. But if in our debriefing you became aware that you might show up like that under stress, the next time you're stressed, you might gut check yourself and think, oh my gosh, no, how
This
can
is an
I be more level
opportunity.
5? Exactly. What's the opportunity here? So that's the power in knowing that. And so the level 1 is kind of the, oh my gosh, I have no choice. Level 2 is, oh, all these choices. You're kind of angry about it. And there's things that can happen that you can still get done in level 2, but it's detracting from your energy versus building your energy.
It's not going to be as productive.
Exactly. Not long term. Level 2 energy is needed, and say that if you needed to rescue someone from under a car, it's that adrenaline that you can lift that car up and move it. But you couldn't walk around every day with that level of adrenaline running
No.
through you, otherwise you'd be Hulk Hogan
Right.
or worn out, you know? So anyway, so there's that. And so then level 3 is kind of like, oh, everything's okay. You know, you can see the situation for what it is, and it's all right. Level 4 is more concerned for others. So it may be that you are very philanthropic, or you might be people pleasing. So there's a positive and negative to every level.
Right.
5, as I mentioned, is more seeing opportunities everywhere. How can I make this a win-win for my team? How can I make this a win-win for my family? And you engage in conversations that are there. Level 6 is more so you're just in it to win it. You're almost in a zone. If you've ever been in a situation where you're doing something
Extremely
very
focused.
well, it's almost not focused, because you're just in a zone. You're just doing what you do greatly in a great way. And then level 7 is everything is an illusion. Winning and losing it is an illusion. You don't define things. It's like, you know,
like bliss?
yeah, it is.
Okay.
Picture me on the mountaintop, you know, in a yogi pose. It's just totally, you can't live there for a long time either, similar to level 2. It's just a state that is not, it's detached from things a little bit. It is pretty much bliss, and people tap into that level. A lot of leaders and visionaries are more level 6 and 7. When you see those people that can really see a vision and make it clear for a group of people and take them in a direction, that's level 5, 6, and 7, when you are just being. So it's pretty outstanding. It's an awesome tool that I love using with my clients.
We were talking before the show, and you were discussing catabolic versus anabolic
Yes.
energy. What is that? What's the difference?
So anabolic energy is energy that detracts. It doesn't expand. It depletes you. If you think about a person that you just do not want to be around, you know, that they just drain you. If you
Yes.
see them calling or coming
Like,
around
suck
the
the
corner,
life out of me.
you're like, oh my God, I don't know if I can take them right now. That's an anabolic energy that you're feeling that you don't really like. And levels 1 and 2 in those 7 levels I just went over are anabolic in nature. Where you start to get, I'm sorry, I'm defining that wrong. That's catabolic energy. I'm so excited about it. Catabolic
And I'm
energy.
like moving stuff around,
Yeah.
okay, so you know.
With a C, catabolic energy is detracting, negative energy. It just distracts from you. In fact, take 2 fingers, take your pointer finger and your middle finger, and stick it in your ribs.
Okay.
Just stick it real hard. Now try to talk to me with
What do you
that.
want me to say? It's like, it's defracting your brain. Like, I'm like, okay.
Can you concentrate and talk to
No.
me?
No,
Yeah.
feel squished.
Right. That is catabolic energy. It's you're trying to do what you do, but it's just there nagging you like,
Yes.
get this finger out of my rib.
Yes.
That's catabolic energy. Conversely, anabolic energy, which is where you would want to choose to reside, is life-giving. It's breathing. It adds. It just magnifies. It adds fuel to a great fire. So that's where you want to really reside in life. And when you can choose to do that consciously, you have more power. You can lead with direction. People want to be around you. So you think about the person that you want to be around, that you can't wait
Yes.
to be in the presence of, because they just give you life almost.
That's me, and I'm like, I'm tired. I can only get so far.
Yeah.
There's only so many hours in the day.
But that's it. So you probably really reside. Like, I would love to do the ELI on you, the Energy Leadership Index, because I bet you really probably exist in those higher levels.
We'll have to do that, and I'll
Yeah.
share it.
Definitely.
I have
I'm
no
excited.
problem sharing it on Take My Home Talk. So while you're listening to the music, it's about that time we have to take our hard break at the bottom of the hour. This is Tampa Home Talk. I'm your host, Katrina Madewell. Pat George back there on the board making it a great show as always. And our special guest of today's show is Bridget Simmons. She is the Go Coach. She is a life and leadership coach. And we're talking a lot about energy and some of the assessments that she does. When we come back after the break, we're going to talk about some of the frequently asked questions that she gets. Talking about dreaming and reaching the goal. How do you get stuck? We're going to talk about the vision board and share her vision board again, and so much more. So if you miss any part of the show, it will be available via a podcast. Just search for Tampa Home Talk, and we are streaming live on Tampa Home Talk under our Facebook page. We'll be back in just a minute.
What was going on?
It's too close
Oh,
to me.
good. Okay.
So is this not working now?
No, it is. It's still on. There you go. I didn't want to yank it while you were on the
Oh, no worries.
air.
Yeah. You were like, come
He's
closer.
looking at that going, you're not both in the...
That's what I figured he was doing. Yeah. So cool.
How can I view this? Or can you not until
You have to look up there and see in the screen. I don't know.
You know what you can try to do is put your
It's
phone
on.
up
I
and
can see it.
But there's no screen back here for me to see what's
Oh, I don't know. I guess
Oh,
we'll see
really?
what we got. It looks like it's doing right here, but it's a wide angle lens, so it should be fine.
Should catch everything,
Okay.
right?
I think he's gonna come and fix it. See, you would think you could see it there, but there's nothing there.
It's not on? I don't know.
The light's flashing.
It's on.
but
It's recording.
But I can't see to position it.
I should see if I can tag myself. Hello, whoever's watching. Thank you.
Hi, watchers.
I know. Mm-mm.
Get the GoPro working. Huh?
Oh, that's too close.
I know. Just in case you guys wanted to see what Pat George looks like, hold on.
Oh, smile.
There's Pat.
You're on camera.
Say hi, Pat. He's the one that gives y'all news, traffic, and weather. Can you try to tag me in that on Facebook and send them to the page? I think I probably started that the wrong way, but that's okay.
It's first time for everything.
That's
I know,
right.
right? You live and you learn.
So our Facebook page, Tampa Home Talk, is where it's streaming.
Awesome. Yeah, I put it on my Facebook for people to follow the page. So watch live.
On the screen. Something over here where there's no signal.
Must be.
See?
It's weird.
That's
Yeah, because as soon as I
weird.
put it here, it was fine.
Yeah.
Interesting. So it's over here.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a studio, so you got a lot of wires and stuff.
going on.
Yeah.
At least I think I'll let me.
So closer to the window is probably why
Interesting stuff.
it's got a signal.
Gotta love technology.
Yeah, they have like entire server rooms that like have all this.
I bet.
Radio
It's
equipment.
so like complicated and fun. It's so interesting how radio is nowadays. Like how before everyone had their own buildings and now it's like
Yeah.
office building and you got little space. You know, it's just kind of cool.
Well, they were always kind of small little studios.
Yeah, like
I mean,
just to be a piece of it. Yeah,
They just
but
sound big, but
Yeah,
I mean,
you only need so much. Has it really
I
helped
can't
you?
even pull my face for nothing.
you can go close to the window.
But then I'll balance in your little
It's
thing.
all right.
You won't be
Just-
in it.
You can't see it right here.
Yeah, once you get past your
Right
left
here,
shoulder,
you
you're
can
off.
see it. You can see it.
Time goes
See?
by so fast. I can't believe it's 9:30 already.
I know, it does go by fast.
How has the radio helped your business?
You know, I would say the best part about doing the show is the connections that I get to make with people. Like, that's my favorite part. And I learn stuff every show.
That's so cool.
I mean, outside of that, people know I sell real estate, so I get referrals from that.
Yeah, that's fun.
Even Pat sent me a referral.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
awesome. And connections is how it happens.
Yes.
So yeah, that's very cool.
Pat used to work with my dad back in the day.
But you didn't know that at first?
No, when I walked in, he goes, I know you. But I first started here,
Oh,
he's like,
wow.
I've seen you. We're coming back.
Okay. Love this song.
Yeah, that's a great song.
It's time delayed, so it's like you scoot by.
Fabulous music, other than you will not hear Katrina roar because she cannot sing. How
I
much
can
you
roar. I love karaoke. And I don't know if I
Yes.
can sing, but I had this guy at a cruise ship once tell me after a karaoke competition. He found me afterwards. He was like my number one, only one fan. He's like, I hear a voice in there. He's like, if you continue to practice, you could really be good. So I didn't really know how to take that, but I loved it. I
Maybe
loved
he was
it.
a voice coach. You never know.
I don't know.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
So I always ask my guests, what are your 5 frequently asked questions you get all the time from your people? Because those are usually like where we get the most value in having you on the show. And so one of the first ones that was at the top of your list is how can I go from dreaming about a goal to actually reaching the goal? Which is a great question.
Yeah, no, it's actually, and it's interesting too, giving you my top 5 questions because I'm the one usually asking the questions, so I think that's kind of interesting. But and the answer that I give is it really depends on your goal, and it depends on your why that you
Okay,
have.
so
that
what's
goal.
the top goal that people have that you coach?
Oh,
Give me,
gosh,
is it
that
money?
varies.
Is it business? Is it time?
It's at the core of everything. You know, no matter what their tangible goal is, whether it's writing a book or starting a business or leading a team effectively, there is an emotion at the core of that they're trying to get to. And so that's what I attempt to unearth when I am coaching my clients is why do you want that? And if you get that, what does that mean? So no matter what the goal is, because it runs the gamut. I've had, like I said, I've had people that are business owners, I've had executives, I've coached medical professionals. I do teams of people, so it's of course I get multiple goals, but at the core of it, what are you seeking? And everybody wants to be happy. Everybody wants fulfillment in
Everybody's
life.
searching for the pursuit of happiness.
Yeah, and to feel fulfilled. You know, that's what at the core of everything that I say I want. If I want love, if I want kids, if I want marriage, you want to feel like you have a purpose and that you fulfilled your destiny and a reason for being. So you can name that goal of getting there, whatever it is, but that's at the core of it. And so that's the answer to it.
How do you actually get them there, though?
Oh,
Is the
it's
assessment?
fun.
Like, how do you get them there?
Everything. The assessment's, of course, a good picture of it because it shows me how you arrived to me, okay? How you are built and what you currently do. But I really just ask a lot of open-ended, powerful questions. And I listen intuitively, which means that I hear things that you're not saying to me verbally, but you're saying. And there's themes in everything that my clients answer me. So it's maybe, okay, if I get that dream, if I launch that business, okay, then I'll ask the question, okay, what will that mean for you? And they'll say, well, it will mean everything. I've been dreaming about that my whole entire life. Okay, well then what will you do? Or why do you do it? You know, the people, there's 6 human needs in life. And those 6 human needs are significance, so you need to feel important and that people feel that you're important. Love and connection is one. We all want to feel loved and want to feel connected to other people. We were just talking about connections is your favorite piece of the work that you do.
Yes.
So that's a top need for you. So significance, love and connection, contribution, so that you're giving things away and giving something back. I always trip up on this.
I
so,
know.
yeah.
I asked her the fly.
Yeah, it's okay. No, it's okay. I get it. Significance, love and connection, contribution, growth. So you need to feel like you're growing. And the thing is, everything that's living in this life, whether it's those trees outside or us, we're either growing or dying. There's really no in between state. So if you're not feeling growth, then you're not feeling fulfilled.
It's kind of like that day, we talked about this also before the show, that day-to-day drive. It's like boring. It's the same old thing every day. There's never any change. You drive the same route to work. And you can stagnate.
Yeah, you can totally stagnate and get stuck in a pattern and not feel fulfilled. And then the final 2 of the 6 are certainty. So you like that there's predictability. So we do need to have that drive and know that that drive is the way that it is and it's okay. And then uncertainty. So it's kind of funny how fickle we are as humans. We both want certainty and uncertainty.
Yeah,
which is,
I wouldn't have guessed that.
Yeah, which is surprise. We love variety. Variety is the spice of
Love it.
yeah, so we want and crave that. So it's certainty, uncertainty, love and connection, significance, and then the 2 that are most important for a person to feel absolutely fulfilled in their lives are growth and contribution. It's why when we get to the end of our lives, people really want to give back. They want to use their natural gifts to give back. And then they also want to feel like they're growing in some form or fashion. And if a person, if an individual, man or woman, doesn't have growth or contribution in their life, I can guarantee you they're not fulfilled. And they're probably honoring one of the other four, which aren't bad: certainty, uncertainty, love and connection, and significance, but they're not feeling fulfilled. So you can have all the love in the world, but if you're not growing and contributing, you're not going to feel fulfilled.
Yeah.
You know? And certainty
makes sense.
is a place that a lot of people get stuck because they're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what it will look like if I leave. If I leave this pattern, if I stop this,
So it's the uncertainty that they're worried about.
they are, but they need it too. They crave it. So it's a funky little place, but yeah, it's very, very intriguing. Humans are.
So when people, you get this one a lot, that people just, they say, oh, I stink at being consistent. I start out strong, then I just revert back to my old ways. How can I stay consistent and actually reaching those goals?
The number one answer I have for that is to get a coach.
Get a coach. Ding,
Yeah,
ding, ding, ding.
but aside from that, because I don't want to create a dependence on me with my clients, and it's not about me. When I'm meeting with a client, I hold your agenda in the palm of my hands. It's, again, I don't tell you what to do because you're not going to do it, right? It has to be your
Self-discovery.
yeah, your heart and your will to do it. And why people might start off strong and don't complete something, or they're like, okay, I'm gonna work out, and
Yeah.
day one they're on it and they bought all the healthy food, and I've been there, buy all the healthy food,
I think
and then
everybody has done that.
the next day you're like,
Including Pat.
I'm going somewhere else. You know, it's because you haven't connected strong enough to why you said you wanted to do that thing. When your why becomes great enough, when you say, oh my gosh, I want to get healthy because I want to live a long time to see my grandchildren, that pulls at your heart. And then when you get up every day and remind yourself, I've got to live, I've got to be healthy because I want to see my grandchildren, that why is strong enough to keep you going. And also just taking that step, you know, and taking action on something even when you don't feel like it. Like we talked about earlier, if you get your body moving, your mind falls into
Creates
line.
energy.
It does. It creates energy. So yeah, you really have to be connected to why you're doing things.
So the third one on your list is my favorite, and I probably should have talked about it last because I don't want to suck up the whole rest of the hour talking about it.